YouTube family, and welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to show you how to make a dish that my mom always made when we were younger. It's called chicken and white wine sauce, and it is amazing. It is great comfort food, and I'm going to show you how to do it today. I'm Dawn, and I'm living the Newcomb life. What I've got going on here is I have 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts, and mine are frozen because I didn't plan ahead for this. You can use frozen, you can use thawed chicken, either way. You could use breasts with bones in it. I just happen to have boneless, skinless, so that's what I'm going to use. If you love dark meat, I presume you could also use dark meat. So I have that in my pan. And what I'm going to do is I am going to open up this bottle of Chardonnay. The wine doesn't necessarily have to be Chardonnay in this. That just happens to be what I have, and it works well with this dish. So I am just going to pour it over each of my chicken breasts until I have covered the bottom of my skillet. I am using a really large skillet just because this is kind of my go-to skillet. And you do want to cover this in any way you can. This particular skillet for me does not have a lid that fits on it. And so I have used everything from my cutting board to my cookie sheets to cover this up. And we're going to go ahead and turn it on. And we're just going to let our chicken simmer in that wine and absorb into the chicken. Okay, so while our chicken is cooking in the skillet, we are going to start our rice in our pressure cooker. So what we want to do is, I am using Basmati rice, but you can use any rice that you choose. I'm going to do 3 cups of Basmati rice. So we got 1, 2. So when you're doing rice in the pressure cooker, you want, for each cup of rice that you put in, you want to do 1.25 cups of water. So, so that means that we need 3 3/4 cups of water to go into our rice. But before we do that, I prefer to pour, this is avocado oil. I'm gonna just pour some in here. I probably put about 3 tablespoons of oil in my pressure cooker over my rice, and I'm just gonna stir it to kind of lightly coat my rice. And that will help to make the rice a little bit firmer and not stick together. I don't want it to be sticky. So I'm going to get my 3 3/4 cups of water and add that to my pressure cooker. So there's 2 cups and another 1 3/4. I'm also going to add a little bit of salt to my rice. And about a teaspoon of salt. And we're just going to give it a stir. And what you can do is just kind of give it a shake to distribute it evenly. And then we're going to put our lid on our pressure cooker. Make sure that we're on sealing. We're going to plug in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cook our rice for 3 minutes and then let it slow release for 10 minutes. We're now set at 3 minutes and we're just going to let her go. Okay, so real quickly, I am going to remove the aluminum foil on my chicken for a few minutes. I'm going to put some, this is granulated garlic. I'm just going to sprinkle some garlic on my chicken. And we're going to do some salt and pepper just to give it some flavor. And salt. And this is just a taste. So if you don't want salt on your chicken, that's perfectly fine. And we're gonna do pepper. And we're gonna let this cook. We're gonna check our chicken one more time and flip it over. Ooh. And our rice just went through its process. Now we have to let it slow release the pressure for 10 minutes. So Alexa, please set a timer for 10 minutes. Okay, we flipped our chicken over. I'm gonna add a little bit more wine to our chicken. And then we're gonna put some garlic powder. We're going to add some salt and some pepper to this side of our chicken. And then we're just going to let it continue to cook. And we're going to make our white wine sauce. We have a pot here. We've got a stick of butter. So we're going to melt that into our pot. So you want to make sure when you're melting the butter that you're doing it at a low temperature, because if you melt it too fast, you'll scorch your butter and it won't taste good. So we want to do it slow and low until it completely melts. So this recipe calls for minced onions. I would recommend minced onions. Don't cut up a fresh onion and use it. It won't have the same flavor. So we always use minced onions, and there's quite a few. So this is 1/3 cup. We're gonna start there and see if I need to add more. So I put in 1/3 cup of minced onions, and I'm gonna add in another half of that. So let's start with a cup of white wine. And I have to be honest with you, I have used Moscato, I have used White Zinfandel, I have used Chardonnay, I've used Chablis. Whatever I have in the house is what I use. So this is a Chardonnay. So I'm going to add in a cup of Chardonnay. That looks about right. And we're just going to let it simmer a little bit. And you don't necessarily want to make this way ahead of time. This is one of those things that you make once everything is ready to go for dinner. So you want this to come up to a slight simmer. Just where you start to see bubbles start to rise. You don't want it rolling, boiling, or anything like that. This will cook off the alcohol in the wine. Okay, so our timer just went off for our rice. And I don't know if you can see this, but our valve is still raised, so we need to let the remaining pressure out. It's not very much, just a little bit. We'll let that out and so that pin can drop down, and we can open this up and see our beautiful rice. And there we go. Guys, this is a Power Pressure Cooker XL, and we love it. It's a 10 quart, so it's really nice and large, and we love it because we can also can in it, which is fantastic. Our pint jars will fit in here to can them. So guys, there is our rice. Look at how beautiful. We've got this really low. We're simmering. We are going to then add our sour cream to our pan. And what you want to do is you want to mix this in. And as it melts, it will combine with everything that's in your pan. This should take most of this container of sour cream. And this is a 24-ounce container of sour cream. So this is one of Jerry's favorite meals. And so I always make lots of the white wine sauce. And there you go, guys. You can put this over your rice. I'm actually going to add in a little bit more wine because I want to thin this down a little bit and add some more sour cream. So I'm putting in another half a cup of our wine. And I'm going to add a little bit more sour cream. So I have probably added in, this is a 24-ounce container of sour cream. I have probably put an entire 16-ounce container of sour cream in this white wine sauce. So, and like I said, you can always double it if you want more. But that's your white wine sauce. And it is all ready to go. So dinner is ready. Well guys, this was just a quick video to show you how I make my chicken and white wine sauce. If you try it, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to come back and see more of our videos, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next video. Okay, guys, so we've got it all plated up. It looks scrumptious. I think it's time for a taste test.
I think it's time for a taste test, too. So, I don't know if Dawn mentioned to you guys, but this is definitely one of my favorite meals. It's definitely in my, top 5. Ever since Dawn and I started watching What We Eat, though, we very rarely get this, maybe once, maybe twice a year. So the fact that Dawn made this for me is a huge treat. And thanks, babe. I appreciate it. I got the white wine sauce over my Basmati rice. And I added a little bit of salt to it. Oh my gosh. Comfort food isn't even the right description of this. It is absolutely amazing. It's very flavorful. The wine really pops through it. And the combination of the white wine sauce over the rice is just absolutely amazing. But it is phenomenal, man. Check that out. And by the way, those green beans, those are from our garden. They are amazing.